The thermometer on my truck read 127 degrees Fahrenheit at 9 a.m. That's air temperature. The asphalt was pushing 180 degrees easy, maybe 185 degrees in the direct sun. I've been supervising road crews for Phoenix Public Works for 16 years, and I'm telling you, this isn't normal hot. This is we're losing 2 guys a week to heat exhaustion hot. The mega drought they keep talking about on the news, 7 years now, it's doing something to the pavement itself. The polymer binders are breaking down wrong. Last week on Indian School Road, the asphalt went soft enough that a FedEx truck left ruts 4 inches deep. My daughter Becca, she's 11, stays with me every other week per the custody arrangement. She's supposed to be at Camelback Summer Camp right now. Arts and crafts, swimming pool, AC cranked to 68 degrees. I dropped her off at 7:30 this morning, watched her go in with her friend Josefina, both of them wearing those UV-blocking hoodies all the kids have now. The camp's in a converted elementary school, concrete construction from the 80s, good shade trees that somehow haven't died yet. She'll be fine there until I pick her up at 4. Me, I'm out here on Bethany Home Road with a 4-man crew, and we're down to 2 because Ruiz called in sick and Patterson's kid had a doctor's appointment. It's just me, Deshawn, and this new guy Travis who transferred from Flagstaff 3 months ago and still isn't used to the heat. We're supposed to be filling expansion cracks before they turn into full potholes, but honestly, the asphalt's so soft right now that I'm half worried we'll make it worse. Boss, you seeing this? Deshawn's standing 20 feet up the road, pointing at the pavement. I walk over. The heat comes up through my Caterpillar work boots like I'm standing on a griddle. And yeah, I'm seeing it. There's a footprint melted into the asphalt. Barefoot, looks like. Adult-sized, deep impression. The tar's still shiny wet where it re-solidified. Someone walked across here without shoes, Travis says. He's got his Gatorade bottle pressed against his neck, already on his 3rd one today. At 180 degrees. I kneel down next to it, don't touch it. The footprint's maybe an inch deep. That's 3rd-degree burns minimum. This person should be in the hospital screaming. Deshawn's already on his radio, calling it in to dispatch. Yeah, we got what looks like a medical emergency, possible heat casualty on Bethany Home between. The emergency alert goes off on all 3 of our phones at once. That specific tone that makes your stomach drop because they only use it for flash floods and haboobs. Emergency alert, extreme surface temperatures, seek shade. Pavement exceeding safe thresholds. Avoid outdoor activity until further notice. Safe thresholds, I say. They're just now figuring that out, but I'm looking at the footprint again and something's wrong with it. The toes are too long. The arch is wrong, flatter, wider. And there's another print 10 feet ahead. Then another one 15 feet past that. Boss. Travis is pointing down the road. There's more. He's right. The footprints continue east on Bethany Home, and the spacing between them. Nobody runs with a stride that long. Maybe Olympic sprinters, I don't know. But these prints are spaced like someone was doing 20-25 miles per hour on foot, in 127-degree heat, on asphalt hot enough to melt boot rubber. Deshawn's radio crackles. Unit 12, be advised, we're getting multiple reports of individuals exhibiting unusual behavior near the canal system. Phoenix PD is responding. Maintain distance and report any sightings. Unusual behavior? Deshawn looks at me. The hell does that mean? I'm still looking at the footprints. There's something else, something I didn't notice at first. The tar around each print isn't just melted, it's discolored. Darker. Almost like it's been stained or infected? That's a weird word for asphalt, but I don't know how else to describe it. My phone buzzes. Text from my ex-wife, Lorraine. Everything okay? Just saw the alert. Is Becca still at camp? I text back, she's fine. Indoor facility. AC working. I'll get her at 4. But I'm thinking about the camp now. Camelback Summer Camp is 3 miles east of here. And these footprints are heading east. We need to follow these, I hear myself saying. Travis looks at me like I'm crazy. Boss, the alert says seek shade. And dispatch said maintain distance. Yeah, and someone's out here running barefoot on 180-degree asphalt without stopping. That's not normal heat exhaustion. That's not normal anything. I'm already walking back to my truck, pulling out the emergency kit. We keep bottles of water, a first aid kit that's probably inadequate for whatever this is, and I grab the flare gun. Don't know why. Just seems like something we should have. Deshawn's following the prints further up the road. Boss, they turn north here. Up toward the neighborhoods. North toward the neighborhoods means north toward the greenbelt, where people walk their dogs in the morning before it gets too hot. North toward the community center, where they set up cooling stations for homeless folks. North toward where 600 people might be right now, trying to stay alive in this heat. My phone buzzes again. Lorraine, Channel 12 is saying something about people acting violent near the canal. Are you close to that? I'm texting her back when Deshawn shouts, "Boss, someone's coming." I look up. There's a figure running down Bethany Home Road from the east. Not jogging, running. Full sprint. The kind of speed you see in 100-meter dash videos, except this person isn't slowing down. They're maybe 400 yards away, but closing fast, and even from here I can see something's wrong with how they're moving. The stride's too long. The arms aren't pumping right. It's like watching someone run in fast forward. "Get in the truck," I say. "Now." Travis doesn't argue, he's already moving. Deshawn's hesitating, trying to get a better look. "Deshawn, truck." "Now." We pile in. I'm in the driver's seat, engine already running, AC blasting, but it barely matters, and I'm watching this person get closer. 300 yards. 250. They're wearing shorts and a tank top, but the clothes are wrong somehow. Discolored. And their skin. 200 yards. Their skin is red. Not sunburned red. Raw meat red. Like every layer of epidermis burned off, and they're just muscle and tissue sprinting at us at 30 miles per hour. "What the fuck?" Travis whispers. 150 yards. I can see their face now. Or where their face should be. The features are still there, but everything's swollen, blistered, the eyes bulging like they're going to pop. "Boss, drive," Deshawn says. 100 yards. They're not slowing down. They're heading straight for us, and I can hear something now. A sound like breathing, but wrong. Too fast, like a panting dog, but worse. I throw the truck and drive and hit the gas. The runner passes us on the right, close enough that I can see the steam rising off their skin. Close enough to see that the footprints they're leaving behind are smoking. In my rearview mirror, I watch them continue west on Bethany Home, that impossible sprint not slowing down at all. My phone's ringing. It's the camp. Camelback Summer Camp, where my daughter is. I answer it while driving, hands shaking. "Mr. Reeves? This is Director Hammond at Camelback Summer Camp. We're initiating lockdown procedures due to the alert, but I wanted you to know that Becca is safe inside with us. We have water, we have AC, There's a pause. "Sir, are you familiar with the canal access trail near our facility?" "The canal. Where dispatch said people were exhibiting unusual behavior." "I know it. Why?" "There are people on the trail, moving very quickly. We've locked all the doors, but some of our windows. The building's old, Mr. Reeves. Some of these windows don't lock properly. The camp is 3 miles east. We're 3 miles west. And that runner was heading west from the direction of the camp." "How many people on the trail?" "I don't." Her voice cuts out. In the background, I hear a sound like hands slapping against glass. Multiple hands. Moving fast. "Mr. Reeves, I need to go. Becca's safe. We're calling all parents. We're..." The call drops. I'm already turning the truck around, radio in my other hand. "Dispatch, this is Unit 12. I need Phoenix PD at Camelback Summer Camp immediately. We have a situation. Multiple individuals acting erratically. Possible danger to children inside the facility." Static. Then, Unit 12, PD is responding to 14 separate incidents across the valley. We'll dispatch units as available. What is the nature of the threat? I'm trying to figure out how to explain what I just saw when Deshawn points at the canal access path to our right. There are more of them. 5, maybe 6 figures, all running along the canal path at that same impossible speed. All of them red and raw and moving wrong. And they're all heading in different directions, spreading out through the neighborhoods like someone threw gasoline on a fire, and now it's going everywhere at once. Dispatch, I don't know what the threat is, but it's moving fast and it's spreading. Get everyone you can to the summer camp. My daughter's there. Copy that, Unit 12. Stay in your vehicle. Do not approach any individuals exhibiting. I drop the radio. I'm doing 60 in a 35 zone, truck bouncing over speed bumps, heading east on Bethany Home toward my daughter. Behind me, through the passenger side mirror, I can see more runners emerging from the side streets. 10 of them now. 15. All heading in different directions, all moving at that same terrifying sprint, leaving smoking footprints on asphalt that's already hot enough to kill. My phone's buzzing nonstop. Lorraine calling. Dispatch calling. Unknown numbers calling. I don't answer any of them. I just drive. 3 miles to the camp. Maybe 4 minutes at this speed if traffic's clear. My daughter's 11 years old. She likes painting, she likes swimming. She doesn't like vegetables, but she'll eat them if I make them into shapes. She's in a building with windows that don't lock properly, and there are things outside that shouldn't exist running at 30 miles per hour in heat that should kill them. The radio's still on, other units reporting in. Multiple individuals near Piastua Peak. Injuries at the cooling center. Can't keep up with them, they're too fast. 2 miles to the camp. I can see smoke rising from somewhere up ahead. Not wildfire smoke, too localized. Something's burning. Deshawn's on his phone, watching news coverage. Boss, Channel 12 saying it's a heat-related medical crisis. Some kind of mass hysteria from the drought conditions. That wasn't hysteria, Travis says from the back seat. That was something else. 1 mile to the camp. I can see the building now, the old elementary school with its sun-faded beige walls and dead grass around the perimeter, because water's too expensive to waste on lawns anymore. There are runners in the parking lot. 4 of them, circling the building, testing the doors. I grab the flare gun from the emergency kit. Boss, what are you doing? Deshawn's voice is higher than normal. I'm getting my daughter. I park the truck 50 yards from the building, because getting closer means getting closer to the runners, and I need a second to think. The flare gun's in my hand. 15 years working road maintenance. I've never fired the thing once. Now I'm holding it like it's going to help against people who can sprint on 180-degree asphalt without stopping. Deshawn, call every parent contact we have. Get them to the camp or tell them not to come. I don't know which. Just coordinate something. I'm out of the truck, heat hitting me like walking into an oven. The air smells wrong. Burnt meat and hot tar and something else, something chemical I can't identify. Travis is filming on his phone. Boss, people need to see this. The news is saying heat hysteria, but... Put the phone down and help me figure out how to get inside that building. The 4 runners are still circling the camp. They're not attacking the doors, just testing them. Pushing. Moving to the next one. Their movements are coordinated in a way that doesn't feel random. Like they're problem solving. One of them stops. Turns its head toward us. The eyes, Jesus. The eyes are clouded over, white-gray like cataracts, but the person can clearly still see because it's looking right at me. Then it starts running. Straight at us. Truck! I'm moving, but the runner's faster, closing the 50 yards in seconds. I fire the flare gun without aiming, just pointing it in the general direction. The flare shoots past the runner's shoulder, hits the pavement, starts spitting red sparks and smoke. The runner stops. Not because it's afraid. It stops and looks at the flare like it's trying to understand what it is. The other 3 runners stop circling the building. They're all looking at the flare now. They're drawn to it, Travis says. The light or the heat or... The first runner moves toward the flare. The others follow, all 4 of them converging on this spitting road flare in the middle of the parking lot. I'm already moving toward the building, Deshawn right behind me. Travis is still filming, but he's coming too. The main entrance is locked from the inside. I can see Director Hammond's face through the reinforced glass window, pale and scared. She's saying something I can't hear. I bang on the door. It's Reeves, Becca's father. Let me in. She's shaking her head, pointing behind me. I turn. The flare's burning out, and the runners are losing interest. One of them is already looking back toward the building. Toward us. Open the door. I'm yelling now. They're coming back. Hammond unlocks it, starts to open it, and I'm pushing through with Deshawn and Travis right behind me. She slams it shut, 3 deadbolts, and through the window I can see the runners coming back. Not all of them. 2 break off, going around to the other side of the building. The other 2 hit the door, hands slapping against the glass, so hard I think it's going to break. But the glass holds. For now. Where's Becca? I'm scanning the main room, 30, maybe 40 kids sitting on the floor, counselors trying to keep them calm. The AC's running, but it can barely keep up, room temperature probably pushing 85. She's in the arts and crafts room with the older kids, Hammond says. She's maybe 50, gray hair pulled back, wearing a camp t-shirt that's soaked with sweat. Mr. Reeves, what are those things? Everyone's saying heat stroke, but people with heat stroke don't. They can't move like that. I don't know what they are. How many windows in this building? 48. Old single pane, most of them. The school district couldn't afford upgrades before it closed. We've been trying to replace them, but... She stops. 18 of them don't lock properly. We reported it to the facilities board in June, but the heat wave hit, before they could send anyone. 18 windows that don't lock. I'm doing the math, 4 runners outside now, maybe more coming. How long before they figure out the windows are weak points? My phone buzzes. Text from Lorraine. News is calling it an outbreak. Some kind of infection from the drought. They're saying stay indoors, don't let anyone in. Are you with Becca? I text back, I'm at the camp. We're locked inside. Becca's safe. But I'm thinking about that word. Outbreak. The footprints in the asphalt, the way the tar looked stained around them. The way the runner's skin is that raw red color, like they're cooking from the inside. Director Hammond, do you have a back exit? Something that doesn't face the parking lot. Kitchen exit on the north side. But the runners are, I saw them go around there. Deshawn's at the window looking out. Boss, there's more coming. From the canal trail. I look. He's right. 6 more figures running from the direction of the canal. That same impossible sprint. They hit the parking lot and immediately converge on the building, joining the others at the doors and windows. 10 of them now, Travis says. He's still filming. Boss, I sent the video to Channel 12. They're calling me back. Good. Tell them we need immediate evacuation for 43 kids and... I look at Hammond. 11 staff, she says. 54 people total. Tell them these things are fast, they're strong, and they're not stopping. Travis is on the phone with the news station. I can hear him trying to describe what we're seeing. No, they're not just running, they're hunting there. A window breaks. East side of the building. The sound of glass shattering followed by a child screaming. Hammond's already running toward the sound. I follow Deshawn behind me. We get there and 2 counselors are pulling kids away from the window. A runner's arm is through the glass, reaching, grabbing. The hand is blistered and raw, but it's still functioning, fingers closing on empty air. Get the kids out of this room. I'm saying, but Hammond's already on it, herding them toward the main area. The runner pulls its arm back out through the window. Through the broken glass, I can see it backing up, taking a running start. It's going to try to climb through, Deshawn says. He's right. The runner hits the window at full speed, trying to fit through the narrow opening. Too big, the frame's only 2 feet wide, but it's trying anyway, arms reaching in, head pushing against the glass still intact above the break. I grab a chair, one of those heavy wooden ones from the 80s that weighs probably 40 pounds. Swing it at the runner's reaching arms. Connect. The runner doesn't react to the pain. There should be pain, I hit bone, but it does pull back. For about 3 seconds. Then it's back, and this time its fingers close on the window frame. It's pulling itself up, getting leverage, and I can see its face now. Male, maybe 30s, used to be someone's husband or brother or friend. Now it's just red tissue and white eyes and something else, something wrong in the bone structure of the skull. Like the heat expanded everything. Deshawn hits it with another chair. The runner falls back. They're testing all the windows now, Hammond calls from the hallway. We have runners at every side of the building. My phone rings. Lorraine. I answer it while watching the window, expecting the runner to come back any second. I can't talk right now. The news is saying it's in the soil. Lorraine's voice is shaking. Some kind of spores activated by the heat. They're saying anyone exposed to bare ground in direct sunlight is at risk. They're saying it gets into your system and, oh God, Reeves, what if Becca was outside this morning when you dropped her off? She went straight inside. I watched her. How long was she standing on the sidewalk? How long was Lorraine? She's fine. She's inside with 40 other kids who are fine. Whatever this is, it hasn't gotten in here. Yet, she says. They're saying on Channel 3 that it spreads through contact. The infected leaves something behind on surfaces. It gets into skin breaks, cuts, anywhere there's an opening. I'm looking at my hands. I've got calluses, old cuts from working asphalt in the heat. Occupational hazard. Everybody on a road crew has torn up hands. How fast does it work? I'm asking, but I don't want the answer. They don't know. The first cases were only reported 3 hours ago. People are already turning. Running. The CDC is saying. The runner comes back at the window. This time it brings something, a rock from the landscaping, and smashes the remaining glass. The opening's bigger now. Big enough. I have to go, I tell Lorraine, and I hang up. The runner's climbing through. Deshawn hits it with the chair again, but it doesn't stop. I grab it, stupid, so stupid, grab its arm to pull it back out, and its skin is hot enough to burn through my work gloves. I let go, stumbling back. The runner gets halfway through the window before Travis appears from the side, hallway carrying a fire extinguisher. He empties the whole thing into the runner's face, white foam everywhere, and either the chemicals or the cold makes it recoil. Falls back outside. That's not going to work twice, Travis says. We've got 5 fire extinguishers for the whole building. I can hear Hammond on the phone in the main room, calling parents, calling police, calling anyone who might help. Through the broken window, I can count 12 runners now. More coming from the direction of the neighborhoods. My phone buzzes. Text from dispatch, all units advised. Phoenix PD reports incident spreading from source point near Grand Canal. Recommend immediate evacuation of all personnel. Infection vector believed to be contact-based. Do not engage infected individuals. Contact-based. I'm looking at my hands again, at the red mark where I grabbed the runner's arm. The burn's already blistering. Boss, you okay? Deshawn's looking at the same thing I am. Yeah, I lie. How's your phone battery? 30%. Why? Because we're going to need it. Travis, yours? 60. Okay. You two are documenting everything. Every window they try, every weakness in the building, every time one of them shows something that looks like thinking or planning. The CDC is going to want data. What I don't say, and if I turn into one of those things, you'll have record of when it started. Hammond comes back, 3 other counselors with her. We've got a problem. The kitchen exit, the runners broke the lock. They're inside the kitchen. I'm moving before I finish processing what she said. Kitchen's on the north side, and if they're inside the kitchen, they're 15 feet from the main room where all the kids are. Where Becca is. We get to the kitchen doorway, and I can see them, 3 runners, moving through the industrial kitchen like they're searching for something. One of them knocks over a rack of pots. The sound is wrong. It doesn't react to the noise, doesn't startle. Just keeps moving. Then it turns and looks right at us. Close the door, I'm saying, but Hammond's already doing it, slamming the heavy fire door shut. It's metal, no window, and there's a deadbolt. She locks it. From the other side we hear the runners hit the door. Once. Twice. Then silence. They're problem solving, I say. They tried the door, it didn't work, now they'll try something else. What else is there? One of the counselors asks. She's young, maybe 22. Her name tag says Valerie. The ventilation system, Hammond says quietly. The ducts run through the whole building. They're big enough. When we had the inspection in May, the guy said a child could crawl through them. So can those things, Deshawn says. I'm looking at the ceiling, at the vent grate 10 feet away. Standard commercial HVAC, 2 foot by 2 foot opening. I can hear the AC running, air still flowing. Can those runners climb? Can they figure out ductwork? From behind the kitchen door, I hear scraping. Metal on metal. They're not hitting the door anymore. They're looking for another way in. My phone buzzes. It's a number I don't recognize. I answer it. Mr. Reeves? This is Dr. Patel with the Arizona Department of Health Services. I understand you're at a facility with multiple uninfected individuals, and you've had direct contact with the infected. I need you to answer some questions. Make it fast. We've got runners inside the building. A pause. Inside. Kitchen. We locked the door, but they're looking for other access points. Mr. Reeves, the infection vector is through direct contact with contaminated surfaces. If the infected have been in the kitchen, every surface they touched is now contaminated. Anyone who touches those surfaces is at risk. How long until symptoms show? We don't have enough data. Fastest reported case was 45 minutes from exposure to first symptoms. But that was direct skin contact with an infected individual. Surface contamination might take longer. I'm looking at my blistered hand. 45 minutes from when I grabbed that runner. It's been maybe 10 minutes. What are the symptoms? Initial phase, fever, elevated heart rate, extreme photosensitivity. The infected seek out heat and light. Then rapid muscle enhancement. We don't understand the mechanism yet, but their muscle tissue becomes hyperactive. Speed increases, strength increases, pain response disappears. By the time they're in the active phase, they're essentially fever-driven, running on pure adrenalized muscle chemistry boosted by whatever's in these spores. How do we stop them? You can't. Not without, Mr. Reeves. Are there children in your facility? 43 kids, ages 6 to 14. Another pause, longer this time. We're sending evacuation resources. But you need to understand, we're dealing with hundreds of infected across the valley. Maybe thousands by now. The heat is accelerating the spread. Every infected individual is leaving contamination in their wake. Phoenix PD can't contain it. How long until evacuation gets here? I don't know. The National Guard is being mobilized, but, Mr. Reeves, You need to keep everyone away from any surface the infected have touched. And you need to monitor yourself for symptoms. If you start feeling fever or photosensitivity, you need to isolate immediately. The call drops. Either he hung up or the network's overloaded. I'm looking at Hammond, at Deshawn and Travis and Valerie, and the other counselors. Everyone's looking at my hand. It was just a burn, I say, from the heat of its skin. That's not the same as. The scraping sound stops. For about 5 seconds, there's silence. Then we hear them in the ventilation ducts, moving fast, coming from the kitchen, spreading through the ductwork toward the main rooms where the children are. We need to seal those vents, I'm saying. Right now, every room with ductwork, we seal it off and move the kids somewhere else. Everyone away from the vents. Hammond's already moving, pulling kids into the hallway into rooms without ductwork. Reeves, help me. I'm helping, hurting kids, but I'm also counting minutes in my head. 10 minutes since exposure. 35 until I know if I'm infected. And the whole time, I can hear the runners moving through the walls. We seal off the rooms with ventilation access. Stuff towels under doors, cover vents with duct tape and plastic sheeting from the supply closet. Hammond's got 43 kids divided between 3 rooms with no ductwork, bathroom, storage closet, and the old janitor's office. Cramped, hot, kids are crying, but they're safer than the main hall. Becca's in the janitor's office with 7 other kids, and Valerie the counselor. I check on her through the door, won't go inside, not with my exposed hand, and she's okay. Scared but okay. She asks me why we can't just leave, and I tell her the truth, sort of. There are sick people outside. We need to wait for help. How long, she asks. I don't know, baby. Soon. 45 minutes since exposure. My hand hurts where the blister is forming, but that's normal for a burn. The fever, I don't feel that yet. My heart rate might be elevated, but that's just adrenaline, right? Fear, not infection. Deshawn's monitoring the vents with Travis, listening for movement in the ductwork. We can hear them up there, scraping and shifting. They haven't figured out how to break through the grates yet, but it's only a matter of time. Hammond's phone rings. She answers it, listens, and her face goes pale. That was the district office, she says after hanging up. They're coordinating with emergency services. The National Guard is setting up containment zones around major outbreak areas. They're recommending we stay put and wait for extraction. How long? I ask. They didn't say. They said the infection is spreading faster than they can contain. The heat's making it worse. Every exposed surface outside is contaminated within minutes of contact with infected individuals. The spores are in the soil, activated by extreme heat, and now they're spreading through touch, through sweat, through. She stops. They're saying the whole valley might be compromised by nightfall. Nightfall's at 7:30, Travis says. That's 9 hours from now. They can't contain the whole valley in 9 hours, Deshawn says. That's 4 million people. Hammond's looking at me, at my hand. Mr. Reeves, they also said that anyone who's had direct contact should isolate immediately, for the safety of others. Everyone's looking at my hand now. It's just a burn, I say again. But my voice sounds wrong even to me. Boss, Deshawn starts. You grabbed that thing. Skin contact. Dr. Patel said. I know what he said. 45 minutes fastest case. It's been 25. I'm trying to calculate. Do I have 20 minutes left? 15? How fast is my heart actually beating? We need to quarantine you, Hammond says. Not mean just practical. Until we know. For the children's safety. She's right. I know she's right. But Becca's in the janitor's office 15 feet away, and if I quarantine myself now, I won't see her again when help arrives. And if I'm infected, I won't see her again at all. Not as myself. Give me 10 more minutes, I'm saying. Let me see my daughter for 10 minutes. Then I'll isolate. Hammond hesitates. She's running the math too. 10 minutes might be the difference between safe and catastrophic if I'm infected. But she's also a parent. I can see it in her face. The counselor-shaped hole between what you're supposed to do and what you'd do if it was your kid. 5 minutes, she says. Then you go into the kitchen. It's already contaminated, and there's a strong door. You wait there until we know. I take it. 5 minutes. I knock on the janitor's office door, tell Valerie I need to talk to Becca. She sends my daughter out and I kneel down, keeps me farther away, keeps my contaminated hand behind my back. Hey baby, how are you doing? Josefina won't stop crying, Becca says. She's got her phone out, one of those kid-safe models that only calls approved numbers. Can I call Mom? Yeah. Tell her you're okay. Tell her I'm okay. That's probably a lie, but I'm going to tell it anyway. Listen, Becca. I need to go help with something in another part of the building. You're going to stay here with Valerie and the others until the National Guard comes to get you. Okay. Why can't you stay? Because I'm the one who knows buildings. I need to make sure everything's secure. Also a lie. Or maybe not. Maybe I am the one who needs to keep checking the doors and windows, keep monitoring the ductwork, keep doing something useful in the time I have left. When will I see you again? I don't answer that. Can't answer that. Instead I say, I love you. Remember that. Whatever happens, I love you. Her eyes get wide. She's 11, but she's not stupid. She knows something's wrong beyond sick people outside. She knows I'm saying goodbye. Dad, I love you, I say again, and then I'm standing up, backing away before I can change my mind. Valerie's in the doorway, pulling Becca back inside, and the door closes. 31 minutes since exposure. Hammond walks me to the kitchen, opens the fire door, the one we locked when the runners got in, and I see the 3 infected are gone. Probably crawled into the ventilation system when they couldn't get through the door. The kitchen's a disaster. Pots and pans everywhere, refrigerator door hanging open, food scattered across the floor. There's water in the sink, Hammond says. Some granola bars in the cabinet if you need food. We'll check on you every 15 minutes. Radio through the door. What if I turn? She doesn't answer that, just closes the door. I hear the deadbolt slide home. I'm alone in a contaminated kitchen, waiting to find out if I'm about to become one of those things outside. My phone buzzes. Text from Lorraine. Becca called me. She's crying. She says you said goodbye to her. What's happening? I text back, possible exposure. Quarantined as precaution. She's safe. Promise. She calls immediately. I answer. Exposure? You're infected? Don't know yet. Maybe. Probably not. My hand throbs. The blister's gotten bigger. Is that normal for a burn or is that something else? How long until you know? Dr. Patel said 45 minutes from contact. I'm at 33 minutes now. Jesus. Reeves, if you become one of those things. I won't get near the kids. I'm locked in the kitchen. Door's solid. They'll keep Becca away from here. That's not what She stops. I'm coming to get her. Right now. The news is saying don't travel, but I don't care. She's my daughter, and I'm not leaving her in a building with infected in the ventilation system and 30 more outside. Lorraine, you'll never make it through the parking lot. Those things are fast. They'll catch you before you get 10 feet from your car. Then what do? Wait for the National Guard that might not come. Wait for you to turn into one of those things and break down the door. I'm looking at the kitchen door. It's solid, yeah. Fire rated. But I've seen what these runners can do. If I get that speed and strength, how long before I break through? If I turn, I hear myself saying, you'll know. Hammond will tell you. She'll get everyone out the back somehow, get the kids away. She'll get Becca to you. And what about you? 36 minutes. My heart's beating faster. Definitely faster. But is that infection or fear? Don't worry about me. We were married for 8 years. I'm going to worry. I don't know what to say to that. We divorced 3 years ago because I worked too much and she wanted more than a husband who came home smelling like asphalt and too tired to talk. But she's worried now, and I guess that counts for something. Lorraine, if I'm gone, take care of Becca. Make sure she knows I tried. You're not gone yet. 40 minutes until I know. I'm looking at my hand. The blister's definitely bigger. And my skin feels hot. Too hot. But the kitchen's probably 90 degrees with the AC struggling, so maybe that's normal? From outside the door I hear Hammond on her radio, talking to someone. Can't make out the words, but her tone is urgent. A minute later she knocks. Reeves? We've got a problem. Add it to the list. The runners figured out the ductwork. They're breaking through grates in the main hall. We've got all the kids in sealed rooms, but we can't keep them there forever. It's too hot, they don't have water. How many runners got through? 2 so far. We barricaded the hallway, but they're strong. They're pushing against the doors. 42 minutes. I'm definitely hot now. Fever hot. And my heart's racing. Could still be adrenaline. Could still be fear. Please let it be fear. Boss. Deshawn's voice through the door. You okay in there? Yeah, I lie. Status update? Travis is on the phone with Channel 12 again. They're saying the CDC confirmed it's a fungal spore system activated by extreme heat. Gets into the bloodstream through any opening in the skin. hijacks the nervous system and muscle chemistry. They're calling it thermophilic necromycosis. The heat makes it spread faster, makes the infected more active. And here's the bad part. They're saying it's not just Phoenix. Tucson's reporting cases. So is Yuma. Anywhere the temperature's hitting 120 plus, the spores are activating. How do you kill it? They don't know. Standard antibiotics don't work. The infected don't respond to pain, don't stop unless they're physically incapacitated. And even then, Travis showed me a video from downtown. PD shot one of them. 6 rounds center mass. It kept running. I'm processing that. Bullets don't stop them. Pain doesn't stop them. What stops them? My phone buzzes. Unknown number. I answer it. Mr. Reeves, this is Captain Winters with the Arizona National Guard. We're coordinating evacuation of your facility. However, I need to inform you of the situation. We have 4 Blackhawks available for civilian extraction in your sector. Each bird can carry approximately 20 personnel. That's 80 people per cycle. There are 54 of us here. Copy that. You'll be priority evac. But Mr. Reeves, I need you to understand something. We're extracting children and essential personnel first. Anyone showing symptoms of infection will not be evacuated. They'll be contained on site. Contained. Quarantined. We can't risk spreading the infection to evacuation zones. You're leaving infected people here to die. A pause. We're preserving the survival of uninfected individuals. I'm sorry, but those are the protocols. 45 minutes. My fever's spiking. I can feel it now, definitely not just fear. My heart's pounding so hard I can hear it in my ears. Captain, how long until the Blackhawks arrive? 2 hours. Maybe 3. We're dealing with multiple sites and some birds are refueling. Mr. Reeves, are you symptomatic? I look at my hand. The blisters spread up my forearm. The skin around it is red, not burn red, that raw meat red I saw on the runners. And my muscles are starting to ache, but not normal ache. They're cramping, tensing, like they're preparing for something. Mr. Reeves, I need confirmation of your status. Behind me, I hear scraping. From the ventilation duct above the kitchen sink. Something's moving up there, coming toward the kitchen. Mr. Reeves. I hang up. 47 minutes since exposure. I'm infected. I know it now. The fever's climbing, my muscles are changing, and in maybe 10 or 15 minutes, I'm going to become one of those things outside. And I'm locked in a kitchen 15 feet from where my daughter is hiding. I pull out my phone. Text Hammond, I'm symptomatic. Fever. Muscle cramping. Don't let anyone near this door. When evac comes, get the kids out first. Don't wait for me. She texts back immediately. How long do you have? I'm trying to remember what Dr. Patel said. First symptoms to active phase. How long was that? Did he say? Another text from Hammond. Reeves? I don't know. Soon. The scraping in the duct gets louder. Whatever's up there is almost to the kitchen. And when it breaks through the grate, I'm going to be in here with it. With the infection taking over my system and a runner about to drop into the room. I'm looking around the kitchen for anything I can use. Knives, would those work? Can I still fight if I'm turning? Will I want to fight, or will the infection make me want to join the thing coming through the vent? My phone rings. Becca. I should not answer it. Should not let her hear my voice if I'm changing. But it's my daughter, and this might be the last time. I answer. Dad? Valerie says you're sick. Yeah, baby. I am. Are you going to be okay? The fever's climbing. My vision's starting to blur at the edges. And my muscles, they're not cramping anymore. They're enhancing. I can feel it. Like someone injected me with pure adrenaline and battery acid, and something that makes everything stronger, faster, wronger. I don't know, I tell her. Because I can't lie to her. Not now. But the National Guard is coming. 2 hours, maybe 3. They're going to take you and all the other kids somewhere safe. What about you? The vent grate falls. A runner drops into the kitchen 10 feet from me. It's the one from the window earlier, the one I hit with the chair. It turns and looks at me with those clouded white eyes. I have to go, I tell Becca. I love you. Remember that. I hang up before she can respond. The runner and I stare at each other across the kitchen. It's not attacking. Why isn't it attacking? Then I realize it's not attacking because I smell wrong. Because I'm changing. Because in maybe 5 more minutes I'm going to smell just like it. My phone falls from my hand. The fever's peaking, muscles burning, and all I can think about is that door. That solid fire door between me and everyone else. Between me and Becca. I need to not be here when I finish changing. I need to be somewhere I can't hurt anyone. The runner moves toward me. Still not attacking. Just approaching. Like it's curious. Like it recognizes something. I back toward the exit door. The one the runners broke through to get into the kitchen in the first place. It's still open, leading outside to the north parking lot. To the 127-degree heat and the infected contaminated asphalt and the 24 runners prowling the building perimeter. If I go out there, I'll become one of them. Join the pack. Maybe I'll have enough control left to run away from the building, away from Becca. Maybe not. Or I can stay here. Lock myself in the walk-in freezer. Hope the cold slows the infection down. Hope I can stay human long enough for the evacuation to happen, for Becca to get away safe. But if I stay and I turn, I'm 15 feet from where she's hiding. And that fire door won't hold if I'm on the other side with runner strength trying to break through. Outside or freezer. Let myself become one of them away from the kids, or try to stay human knowing I might fail. 2 hours until evacuation. Maybe 3. I've got maybe 5 minutes until I'm not me anymore. The freezer. I'm choosing the freezer. I pull open the walk-in, blast of cold air hitting me, and stumble inside. Pull the door shut behind me. It locks from the inside, safety feature so nobody gets trapped, but I leave it unlocked. If I turn completely, if I lose myself, maybe someone can lock it from outside. Trap me in here before I get to the kids. The temperature drops 50 degrees in seconds. My fever screams against it, but my muscles start to slow. The infection wants heat. Needs it. The cold is fighting it. The runner that dropped through the vent is at the freezer door. I can see it through the small window, pressing its face against the glass. Still not attacking. Just watching me. Waiting to see if I become like it. My phone's still in my pocket. I pull it out, hands shaking now, whether from cold or infection, I don't know. Text Hammond. I'm in the walk-in freezer. Kitchen. Doors unlocked from inside. If I turn, lock it from outside. Don't let me out. She doesn't respond for a minute. Then, how long can you stay in there? I don't know. The fever's still climbing, but the cold is slowing everything else. My muscles have stopped enhancing. My vision's stabilizing. But I'm shivering now, body temperature dropping, and if I stay in here too long, I'll get hypothermia. Trade infection for freezing to death. Great options. I text back, as long as I can. Hour maybe. Tell Becca I'm okay. Don't tell her I'm infected. She already knows. She heard you on the phone with the runner in the room. My daughter heard me fighting for my life. Heard whatever sounds I was making. Knows her father's changing into one of those things outside. I'm sliding down the wall, sitting on the freezer floor. The cold is intense. My work clothes aren't enough. The fever's keeping me alive, but it's also trying to change me, and the cold's trying to stop both. Phone rings. Dr. Patel. Mr. Reeves, Captain Winters informed me you're symptomatic. What's your current status? Fever. Muscle enhancement started, but I'm in a walk-in freezer. The cold's slowing it. The cold. He's silent for a moment. That's actually brilliant. The infection is thermophilic, heat-loving. It needs elevated temperatures to complete the transformation. If you can keep your core temperature down, you might delay the full progression. For how long? I don't know. We don't have data on this. But Mr. Reeves, you need to understand what you're risking. Hypothermia will kill you. And if you pass out from the cold, your body temperature will rise again. The infection will complete its progression while you're unconscious. What's my alternative? Go outside and become one of them? I'm not. I'm trying to help you understand the situation. You're buying time, but not much. An hour in that freezer, maybe 90 minutes before hypothermia becomes critical. And the evacuation is still 2 hours out minimum. So I'm dead either way. Not necessarily. If you can maintain consciousness, keep your temperature at the threshold, cold enough to slow the infection, but not cold enough to kill you, you might survive long enough for extraction. But it's going to hurt, and you're going to have to stay aware the entire time. My teeth are already chattering. My fingers are going numb. And through the window I can see that runner still watching me. Dr. Patel, what happens if I'm extracted while still infected? While the transformation's incomplete? Another pause. We don't know. Theoretically, if we can keep you cold, get you to a medical facility with proper containment, we might be able to stop the progression. But that's theoretical. We've never successfully treated anyone past the symptom stage. How many people have you tried to treat? 17. All of them progressed to full infection within 2 hours of symptom onset. None of them retained human consciousness. Mr. Reeves, you would be the first. Great. I'm going to be medical history or a corpse. Probably both. What about the others here? The kids? Are they getting out? The National Guard evac is confirmed. 2 hours, 18 minutes from now. All uninfected individuals will be extracted to the containment zone north of Scottsdale. It's... Mr. Reeves, I have to tell you. Captain Winters has orders. Anyone showing infection symptoms stays behind. They can't risk contaminating the evac zone. You're leaving infected people here to turn. We're saving who we can save. I'm looking through the window at the runner. That used to be a person. Someone with a name, a job, maybe a family. Now it's just red tissue and white eyes and wrong muscles running at speeds that should tear ligaments apart. If I'm still symptomatic when evac arrives, they leave me here. Yes, I'm sorry. Those are the protocols. And my daughter? She'll be evacuated with the other children. She'll be safe, Mr. Reeves. I promise you that. Safe without a father. Safe because her father chose to lock himself in a freezer instead of becoming a monster. Safe because I'm about to freeze to death or turn into one of those things, and either way I'm never holding her again. The call ends. Network's getting spotty. Too many people trying to call at once. I text Becca, I'm okay. I'm safe. The guard is coming for you. Listen to Hammond and Valerie. I love you. She texts back immediately. Dad, I want to see you. You can't right now, baby. But I'm right here. Just in another room. Are you going to turn into one of them? I stare at the question. Can't lie to her. Won't lie to her. But I also can't destroy her right now. I'm fighting it. The cold helps. I'm going to try to stay me until you're safe. What if you can't? Then I love you. And you're going to be okay. Mom's going to take care of you. I don't want Mom, I want you. My hands are shaking so hard I can barely type. The cold's getting worse. My core temperature must be dropping into dangerous territory, but the fever's still there, still fighting, and the two are battling it out inside me while I try not to scream from the pain. You're going to have me. I'm going to fight this. I'm going to stay here until evac comes, and then they're going to help me, and it's going to be okay. Another lie. Probably. But it's the lie she needs right now. From outside the freezer I hear shouting. Hammond's voice urgent. Then gunfire, 3 shots, rapid succession. I'm up, pressed against the window. Through the kitchen I can see the door to the hallway is open. The runners got through. I count 4 of them in the kitchen now, including the one that was watching me. They're not interested in the freezer anymore. They're interested in the hallway, in the rooms beyond where the kids are hiding. My phone rings. Hammond. They're breaking through the barricades, she's saying, voice shaking. We've got runners in the main hall. We sealed the kids in, but I don't know how long the doors will hold. Where are you? Storage room with 6 kids. We can hear them outside. Testing the door. Reeves, they're learning. They're getting smarter. They tried the doorknob 3 times, then one of them went to find something to break it with. Can you reinforce it? With what? We've got art supplies and cleaning products, and a crash in the background. They're back. They've got something metal. They're hitting the door. Another crash. Wood splintering. Hammond, how long until they're through? I don't minutes. Maybe less. Where's the National Guard? Where's? The call drops. I'm staring at the freezer door. At the lock. I could unlock it right now. Could walk out into the kitchen, out into the hallway. I've got the infection in me, got the fever, got the start of those enhanced muscles. Maybe I could fight them. Maybe whatever's changing me would give me enough strength to hold them off until evac arrives. Or maybe I'd make it 5 feet before the transformation completed, and then I'd join them. Become another runner attacking the doors where the kids are hiding. Where Becca is hiding. My phone buzzes. Text from Deshawn. Boss, they're outside the janitor's office. Becca's door. We can hear them working on the lock. I'm typing before I think about it. I'm coming. Boss, you're infected. I know, but I'm not turned yet. I can help. You'll turn while fighting them. You know you will. He's right. The fever's climbing again, even in the cold. My muscles are cramping, restarting the enhancement process. I've got maybe 10 minutes before I'm not me anymore. But Becca's got maybe 5 minutes before those things break down her door. 10 minutes versus 5 minutes. If I stay in the freezer, I might stay human long enough for evac. Might be the first person they save from infection. Might get treatment, might survive, might see my daughter again someday. But she dies now. Today. In 5 minutes when those runners break through. If I go out there, I can fight them. Hold them off. Give Becca and the other kids enough time for evac to arrive. They said 2 hours, 18 minutes. That was 10 minutes ago, so 2 hours, 8 minutes left. If I can hold the runners back for 2 hours, the kids live. But I won't. I'll hold them for 10 minutes, maybe 15 if the cold slowed things down. Then I'll turn. And when I turn, I'll become one of them. Another runner attacking the same doors I was trying to defend. Unless someone stops me first. I'm texting Hammond, I'm coming out. I'm going to hold them off as long as I can. When I turn, when you see me change, you need to stop me. However you can. Don't let me reach the kids. She texts back, how will I know when you turn? You'll know. I'll be fast. I'll be wrong. And I won't stop when you tell me to. Reeves, there has to be another way. There isn't. Becca's got 5 minutes. I've got 10. Do the math. I'm unlocking the freezer door, pushing it open. The temperature differential hits me like a wall. 127 degrees outside, 30 degrees inside. The fever surges, loving the heat, accelerating the infection. The runner that was watching me turns. So do the other 3 in the kitchen. They're looking at me different now. Not like one of them yet, but close. Transitional. Threatening. I grab a knife from the counter, 10-inch chef's knife, good weight, and head for the hallway. Deshawn's there with Travis, both of them holding chairs like weapons. 5 runners are in the hallway, 2 of them working on the janitor's office door where Becca is. The lock's almost broken. Boss, you shouldn't be. I know. My voice sounds wrong. Rougher. The infection's affecting my throat. How long can you hold them? We can't, Travis says. They're too strong. Too fast. We've been trying, but... One of the runners breaks away from the door. Comes at us full sprint. Deshawn swings the chair, connects, and the runner stumbles but doesn't stop. It's on him in a second. I'm moving before I think. The knife goes into the runner's back. Should hit kidney, should drop it. But it doesn't react. Just turns and looks at me with those white eyes. Then it runs. Not at me. Just runs. Down the hallway, back toward the kitchen, gone. Like it suddenly lost interest. They don't feel pain, Travis is saying. We figured that out. You can hurt them, but they don't care. The other 4 runners have stopped working on the door. They're looking at me now. All of them. And I realize they smell the infection on me. They know I'm changing. And they're waiting to see if I become one of them, or if I'm still human enough to be a threat. My muscles cramp. Hard. The enhancement's accelerating. The heat from the hallway, the exertion from fighting, it's all feeding the infection. I've got maybe 5 minutes left. Deshawn, I'm saying, when I turn, you need to. The janitor's office door splinters. One of the runners broke through. I'm running before I think. The fever's spiking, muscles burning, and I'm fast, not runner fast, but faster than I should be. I tackle the runner that's going through the door, knock it sideways, and I can hear Becca screaming inside the room. The runner turns on me. Its hands close on my arms, and its skin is hot, hotter than mine even, and where it touches me I can feel the infection spreading, accelerating. Deshawn's there with Travis, pulling the runner off me. The other 3 are coming now, converging on us, and I'm trying to stand, but my muscles aren't responding right. They're changing, enhancing. My vision's starting to blur red at the edges. Get the kids out. I'm saying, but my voice is wrong, words slurring. Back exit. Now. Hammond's on the radio. All personnel, evacuate through kitchen exit to north parking lot. National Guard ETA 90 minutes. Move now. 90 minutes. An hour and a half. I've got maybe 3 minutes left as a human being. The runners are on us. Deshawn goes down, runner on top of him. Travis is screaming. And I'm trying to help, but my body's not mine anymore. My muscles are burning, vision going red, and all I can think about is heat. Need more heat. Need to run. Need to. Dad. Becca's in the doorway. Valerie's trying to pull her back, but she's fighting, trying to reach me. Becca, go. I'm trying to say, but the words come out wrong. Garbled. My throat's changing. She's crying. Dad, don't leave me. Valerie pulls her back inside, slams what's left of the door. The runners lose interest in Deshawn and Travis. They're focused on the door now. On the kids inside. On Becca. I'm standing between them and the door. My body's changing, but I'm still me. Still her father. Still the person who's supposed to protect her. The runners come at me. I fight. I don't know how long I fight. Time's strange now, moving too fast and too slow at once. I know I'm using the knife. I know I'm hitting them with whatever I can reach. I know my muscles are giving me strength I shouldn't have, but the infection's also taking my coordination, making me clumsy, making me wrong. Deshawn and Travis are up, helping. Other counselors appear from the storage room, joining the fight. Someone's got a fire extinguisher. Someone else has a mop handle. We're not winning, but we're holding. Holding long enough for Hammond to get the kids out through the kitchen. Holding long enough for Becca to escape. I can hear her screaming for me. Can hear Valerie dragging her away. Can hear the kids running through the kitchen, out the exit, into the parking lot where more runners are, but at least it's not here, not trapped in a hallway with splintered doors. My vision's going completely red now. The fever's peaked. My muscles are fully enhanced, burning with that wrong strength, and I'm not thinking anymore. Just reacting. Just fighting. One of the runners gets past me. Goes for the janitor's office door. Goes for where Becca was. But she's gone. They're all gone. The rooms are empty. The runner turns and looks at me, and I look back. And I realize I'm looking at it the same way it's looking at me. With those white clouded eyes. With that red vision. With that need to run, to hunt, to spread. I'm one of them now. Deshawn sees it. I watch him realize. Watch him back away slowly, hands up. Boss, he's saying. Boss, if you're still in there. I'm still in here. Somewhere. Under the fever and the muscles and the infection. I'm still me. But I'm also them. And I can feel the pull. The need to run. To chase. To spread this to everyone else because that's what the infection wants. I turn and run. Not toward Deshawn. Not toward the kids. Toward the kitchen exit. Toward outside. Toward the heat and the other runners and away from everyone I love. Behind me I hear Deshawn calling my name. Hear Hammond on the radio saying I turned. Hear sirens in the distance. Maybe the National Guard. Maybe just more emergency services that won't matter. I'm in the parking lot now. The heat hits me and the infection loves it, surges, completes its hold. My skin is burning red, tissue cooking from inside, and it doesn't hurt. Should hurt. But I don't feel pain anymore. There are other runners in the parking lot. 20 of them. 30. They see me and something changes. Like they recognize I'm new. Like they're waiting for me to join them. And I want to. The infection wants me to. Wants me to run with them, to spread this, to turn everyone into what I've become. But I'm still me. Somewhere under this. Still the father who chose the freezer over running. Still the supervisor who tried to protect his crew. Still the ex-husband who promised Lorraine he'd take care of their daughter. I run. Not with them. Away from them. Away from the building. Away from Becca. East on Bethany Home Road. The same direction those first footprints went. Running at speeds I shouldn't be able to reach. Muscles that shouldn't work like this propelling me forward. Each footprint I leave melts into the asphalt, burns deep, leaves contamination for the next person who touches it. I'm spreading the infection just by running. Every step makes it worse. But I'm running away from the camp. Away from the kids. Away from my daughter. Behind me I can hear the Blackhawks approaching. The evacuation. They're coming for the kids. For Becca. She's going to live. She's going to make it to the containment zone. She's going to grow up without a father, but she's going to grow up. I kept running long enough for that. I'm 2 miles from the camp now. 3 miles. The infection's fully in control, but there's still a piece of me watching from inside, trapped in this body that's not mine anymore. Watching through red vision as I run past abandoned cars, past empty houses, past other runners who join me, because that's what we do now. We run. We spread. We burn. And somewhere behind me, my daughter is getting on a helicopter and leaving. She's safe. That's all that matters. That's all that ever mattered. I run until I can't remember why I started. Until there's nothing left but the heat and the burning footprints and the infection spreading with every step I take away from everyone I ever loved. This is what Deshawn tells me happened. The National Guard extracted 42 kids and 9 staff from Camelback Summer Camp at 1:47 p.m. Becca was on the second Blackhawk out. She screamed my name the entire flight to the containment zone. Screamed it for 3 hours after landing. Lorraine had to sedate her that first night because Becca wouldn't stop looking for me in the medical tents. The containment zone north of Scottsdale held for 6 days. Then a runner got through the perimeter, they still don't know how, and infected 12 people before they could establish new protocols. They moved the zone twice after that. Currently it's in Flagstaff where the temperature stays below 95 degrees and the spores can't activate in the soil. Phoenix is a dead zone now. Quarantined. 40,000 infected, maybe more. They stopped counting when the number hit 5 digits. The runners don't need food or water. They just need heat. And Phoenix has plenty of that. This is what Deshawn doesn't tell me, but I figured out anyway. They found me 6 weeks after the outbreak. I was still running. Still burning footprints into asphalt. still spreading contamination with every step. But I wasn't attacking people anymore because there were no people left to attack in my sector. Just other runners, and we don't attack our own. The National Guard research team tracked me using thermal imaging. Spotted the pattern in my running route. I was circling a 12-mile radius around where the camp used to be. Never going closer. Never going farther. Like some part of me remembered why I started running in the first place. They tranquilized me from a helicopter. Took 7 darts before I went down. Transported me in a refrigerated container to the CDC facility in Fort Collins, where they've been running tests for 4 months now. Dr. Patel visits twice a week. He tells me I'm the first infected to retain any human consciousness past the 72-hour mark. He tells me I'm medically fascinating. He tells me I'm going to help them develop a treatment, maybe even a cure. He doesn't tell me I'm still human. Because I'm not. My skin is permanently that raw red color. The tissue cooked from the inside and never healed. They keep me in a climate-controlled room at 58 degrees because anything warmer and the infection tries to complete its progression, tries to make me run. My muscles are still enhanced. I broke 4 restraint systems before they figured out the temperature control, and my vision is still that red-tinted blur unless I'm wearing specialized lenses. I can talk. That's the miracle, Dr. Patel says. I can form words, answer questions, remember my life before. Most infected lose language within hours. I've retained it for 4 months. But I can't see Becca. Lorraine brings her to the facility every weekend. They stand on the other side of a reinforced window in an observation room while I sit in my climate-controlled cell and try to be a father through 2 inches of glass and a radio system. Becca's 12 now. Turned 12 3 weeks after the outbreak. Celebrated it in a refugee tent in Flagstaff with Lorraine and Josefina, who also made it out. Josefina's father didn't. Neither did her mother. She lives with Lorraine and Becca now because there's nowhere else for her to go. Becca asks me every week when I'm coming home. I tell her I don't know. Another lie. But I can't tell an 11-year-old, 12-year-old, she's 12 now, that her father's never coming home because her father is technically dead, just moving and talking. The doctors are working on it. I tell her through the radio. My voice is rougher than it used to be. The infection damaged my vocal cords. They're trying to find a treatment. How long? She asks me this every time. Same question. Like if she asks enough times, the answer will change. I don't know, baby. Lorraine takes the radio. The camp counselors want to know if you'll do an interview for the survivor database they're building. Deshaun already did one. What would I talk about? What you remember. How you fought it. Why you ran away instead of. She doesn't finish. Doesn't need to. Instead of attacking the kids. Instead of spreading it to my daughter. I'll think about it. I won't do it. Can't explain to a camera crew that I remember everything. Remember choosing to turn instead of letting Becca die. Remember the exact moment I stopped being human. Remember running away from her while she screamed for me because it was the only way to keep her safe. They want me to be inspiring. The infected who retained humanity. The father who sacrificed himself. I'm not inspiring. I'm a warning. I'm what happens when you choose between your daughter's life and your own humanity, and you realize there's only one choice you can live with. Except I'm not living. I'm existing. In a 58-degree room with specialized lenses and muscle suppressants, and weekly visits from a daughter who doesn't understand why her father won't come home. Dr. Patel tells me I'm making progress. My cognitive function is stable. My language retention is remarkable. My muscle control is improving. I can sit still for up to 6 hours now before the infection makes me need to run. What he doesn't say, I'm not getting better. I'm just degrading slower. The infection is permanent. The enhanced muscles are permanent. The heat-seeking drive is permanent. The red vision and the damaged tissue and the inability to feel pain, all permanent. They're keeping me alive because I'm useful. Because studying me might save others. Because I'm the first success story in a catastrophe that killed 40,000 people in Phoenix alone and spread to every city in Arizona where the temperature hit 120 degrees. Tucson has 50,000 infected now. Yuma has 30,000. Las Vegas started reporting cases 3 weeks ago. The heat keeps spreading it, and every summer will be worse than the last because the drought isn't ending. They're calling it the thermal collapse. The point where heat becomes deadly not just through exposure, but through what it activates in the soil we've been walking on our entire lives. Deshaun visits once a month. He got out on the last evac flight before they sealed Phoenix completely. Lost Travis to a runner 2 hours before extraction. Watched it happen. Won't talk about it. He tells me about his new job. Road maintenance supervisor for the Flagstaff Public Works. Same job I had, different city. Colder city. Safer city. They're talking about evacuating the entire Southwest. He tells me through the observation window. Everyone south of the 35th parallel. Relocating to northern cities where the temperature stays below the spore activation threshold. How many people is that? 40 million. Maybe 50. Nobody knows where they'll go. The infrastructure can't handle it. So they'll stay. And they'll keep turning. Yeah, probably. We sit in silence for a while. Then he asks, "Boss, do you remember turning? Like the exact moment?" I remember. Every second. The fever peaking. The muscles locking into their enhanced state. The vision going red. The moment I realized I was looking at Deshaun the same way the runners looked at him. Yeah, I remember. What was it like? Like drowning. Except you're still breathing, still moving, but everything that makes you human is underwater and you're watching from far away. I'm looking at my hands. Still red. Still wrong. I'm still watching from far away. He doesn't say anything. What is there to say? Hammond sends letters. She's working at a school in Prescott now, teaching science to refugee kids who fled the thermal collapse. She tells me that Becca's doing well in class, getting A's in math, struggling with reading comprehension because she can't focus, can't stop thinking about her father in a government facility being studied like a lab rat. She doesn't phrase it that way, but that's what it is. I'm a lab rat who used to be a road maintenance supervisor, used to be a father, used to be human. The CDC puts out updates every month. 47 total cases of retained consciousness among infected nationwide. I'm the longest lasting at 4 months. The others degraded within 6 weeks, lost language, lost memory, became full runners. Dr. Patel says I'm an outlier. Says my choice to run away from the camp instead of attacking might have preserved something neurologically. Says the cold therapy I self-administered in the freezer might have slowed the progression enough to save critical brain function. Says I'm lucky. I don't feel lucky. I feel like a father who had to choose between being a father and being human, and now I'm neither. Becca's at the window again. Lorraine must have brought her early this week. She's pressing her hand against the glass. On my side, I press my hand opposite hers. The glass between us might as well be 1,000 miles. "I miss you," she says through the radio. "I miss you too, baby. When are you coming home?" Same question. Every week. And I give the same answer because I can't tell her the truth. I don't know. The doctors are working on it. But the doctors aren't working on it. They're studying me, documenting me, using me to understand the infection so they can help the next 47 cases and the cases after that. They're not trying to make me human again because I can't be human again. The infection is permanent. And I'm going to spend however long I last in this 58-degree room with my red tissue skin and my enhanced muscles and my daughter on the other side of a window asking when I'm coming home. The answer is never. But I can't tell her that. So I just press my hand against the glass and watch her cry and try to remember what it felt like to hug her, to pick her up, to be her father instead of a warning label about the cost of loving someone enough to become a monster. Dr. Patel says I'm deteriorating, cognitive function declining, language becoming harder. The infection's slow, but it's still winning. He gives me 6 months, maybe 8, before I lose what's left of my humanity and become just another runner that needs to be kept cold and contained and studied. 6 months of weekly visits with my daughter who still thinks her father's coming home. 6 months of lying to her through a radio while I watch her grow up behind glass. 6 months of remembering the exact moment I chose to turn, the exact moment I ran away from her, the exact image of her in that doorway screaming for me while I became the thing I was trying to protect her from. They want me to be inspiring. I'm just a father who made the only choice he could and now has to watch his daughter suffer for it through 2 inches of reinforced glass in a government facility while the infection slowly takes the last pieces of who he used to be. The heat outside is 118 degrees today. Phoenix hit 132 degrees yesterday, new record. The runners are still there, still spreading, still burning footprints into asphalt that nobody will ever repair because there's nobody left to repair it. Deshaun tells me they're going to wall off the entire valley, make it a permanent quarantine zone. 40,000 infected left to run in circles through a dead city until the heat or time or something else finally stops them. I ask him if he thinks about it, about coming back to get me out, taking me somewhere cold where maybe the infection would stop progressing. He's quiet for a long time. Then, every day, boss. Every single day. But he doesn't. Because he knows what I know. I'm not getting out. I'm not getting better. I'm not going home. I'm just a runner they caught early enough to study. A data point. A cautionary tale about what happens when the heat activates something in the soil we didn't know was there. Becca's hand is still on the glass. Mine is still opposite hers. And between us is everything I used to be and everything I'll never be again.